Now, Sheila, here's something you don't see that often. The CBC destroying a would-be wannabe liberal, and such was the case with.
Not wannabe. She's definitely a liberal.
I'm talking about coming out of the abyss and back into current events. Yeah. So let's take a look at what happened on the table with this cooked goose.
Going to begin, though, with some developments on one of the big names that may be about to get into the Liberal leadership race, former British Columbia Premier Christy Clark. Now, one of the criticisms of Clark's potential leadership bid from other Liberals is that she joined the Conservatives to vote for Jean Charest in the leadership race won by Pierre Poilievre. Well, my colleague Catherine Cullen, the host of CBC's podcast The House, asked Clark about this today, and Catherine joins me now. Catherine, what did Christy Clark say when you asked her about this?
Yeah, David, the discussion really took a bit of an interesting turn here. And just to make sure folks are following along with us, Christy Clark has described herself for years as a lifelong federal Liberal. When she was Premier of British Columbia, yes, she was a BC Liberal, but just so everyone understands, the BC Liberals not affiliated with the federal Liberals. They were a bit of a different political beast, a bit more to the right. And in order to vote in the Conservative leadership race, you have to renounce any other membership, right? You can't be a member of another party. So despite being lifelong, she couldn't have been a federal Liberal if she was voting in this race where she very publicly endorsed Jean Charest. So I had questions about how long this period of her life lasted. Let's listen to our exchange. You have called yourself a lifelong Liberal, but you voted in the last federal Conservative leadership race. That would have required you to cancel your Liberal Party membership in order to join the Conservative Party. How long were you a member of the Conservative Party, Christy Clark?
Never.
But you voted in the race, did you not?
No, I didn't. And I never got a membership. And I never got a ballot. What I did, though,
I will say, Christy Clark, we reached out to the Conservative Party, who told us, in fact, that your membership was canceled.
Oh, well, why don't they come out and show my membership or my ballot? They never sent me any of those, although I wouldn't put it past them to manufacture one of them.
Okay, we're going to get to that. Come out and show it in a second. But I also...
Okay, they'll show it.
She went on to say in the interview that she called the Conservative Party numerous times to ask where her ballot was. And I said, well, wouldn't you have to be a member in order to expect a ballot from them? I asked if she canceled her Liberal Party membership. She said no. Her team now says that she was, in fact, not a registered Liberal when she supported Jean Charest.
Okay. So
I think that's good. So Clark says, I was never a conservative. Never. We're all hard of remembering when you endorsed Jean Charest, the actual Liberal who is running to lead the Conservatives. Then she said, well, why don't they produce my ballot? So Jenny Byrne actually produced the membership. And so Jenny Byrne is an advisor to Pierre Poilievre, a longtime Conservative organizer, campaigner, and they produced the ballot, and then, so we're all supposed to believe that Christy Clark was never a member of the Conservatives. It was just a big blah blah blah. So here's the ballot, or this was her membership: Ms. Christine Joan Clark, Conservative membership. She bought it in, what is that? Is that June? Or January of 2022, regardless, doesn't matter, June. And she had it for a full year. And then Clark goes on to do another audio interview where she's like, I was totally never a Conservative member, but they also wouldn't send me my ballot to vote. And it's like, so why would you be getting a ballot if you were also never a member? So first she says they would fabricate my membership. And then she says, well, they didn't send me a ballot. Well, why would you be expecting a ballot? Like, she's such a bad liar and such a flip-flopper. She would be the perfect leader of the Liberals.
No, but you know what, Sheila? I take the flip side. I would say, and as they say in defamation and libel trials, the truth is the best defense. Just be truthful, Miss Clark. And that would be to say, because look at the chronology, 2022, right? June 2022. Christy Clark is a person, if I believe her political sentiments, wants to bring the Liberal Party back to the center Melanie Joly would put it way, way, way to the left. But right now, the Liberal Party and the NDP Party, Sheila, they're virtually indistinguishable. So what I would have said is yes, because of the way Justin Trudeau has brought this party, because of how far left we become, because of how uber progressive we become, and look at the results, pretty bad. No one's better off 10 years since Justin Trudeau took the reins. That is what made me go to the Conservative Party. It was a hope to bring the country more to the center again. But now that there's an opportunity for me to do this as Liberal leader, I am back as a Liberal. There! Well, how could you criticize her for that? Instead, she's doing the Roger Clemens, I misremembered. I mean, are you kidding me? But don't you agree, Sheila? Wouldn't that be the way out of this quagmire for her?
She decided to double down, continue the lie, and just insult the intelligence of even the people who still remain listening to the CBC. Let's show this next clip from Jenny Byrne.
So I have a statement from the Director of Communications from the Conservative Party of Canada that they sent to the CBC on Thursday. Christy Clark purchased a Conservative Party membership through Jean Charest's leadership campaign. That membership is no longer active. You're saying the Conservative Party is lying about you.
I actually went and asked the Conservatives multiple times why they did not send me a ballot before the voting day. And nobody ever got back to me. I mean, I didn't get a membership.
But if you expected a ballot, then you would have had to be a member.
Right.
Well, if I had gotten a ballot, I probably would have been a member.
But it doesn't work. You have to sign up to be a member in order to get a ballot, though.
Exactly, and I didn't. That's
and you
why
never
I didn't get a
canceled
ballot.
your Liberal Party membership at any time, which the Conservative
Nope.
Party would have required of you to become a member of that party.
Nope, I did not. Did not cancel my membership. But, you know, I mean, these are the kinds of games the Conservatives are going to play.
I
Never
will
cast
say.
a ballot.
Okay, who? What? Who's playing the games, lady?
You know what, Sheila, this reminds me of? It's a bit of a bizarre example, I suppose, but there's a brilliant, the TV series Batman from the late 60s. There's a brilliant episode where Batman is running against the Penguin for mayor of Gotham City. And one of the Penguin's smear campaigns is showing all these photographs. Look at the Batman. He's always hanging around supervillains, Catwoman, Joker, Riddler, Mr. Freeze. Look at me. I'm always hanging around the police. Well, yeah, that's because you're being arrested. And it's Batman going after the bad guys. That's the kind of convoluted logic Christy Clark is using with this ballot and membership business.
Yeah, she's like, I kept calling and asking for my ballot, and they're like, that would mean that you were a member. Well, yeah, and this is my problem with Christy Clark, is she will say and do whatever is necessary for her to be near the levers of power, right? Like a normal liberal who had any sort of integrity, and I'm not sure you can find many of those these days, would have tried to change the Liberal Party for the good. I mean, that's what Conservatives did, right? They're like, Aaron O'Toole is a crazy person. He's a liberal light. So we need to change the party and make it more conservative and get rid of him and work really hard to build a party that's better. And Conservatives did that. But people like Christy Clark decided that, no, it's a lot easier to be an interloper and an underminer in the other party than stay and try and fix my own. And she doesn't, like I said, she doesn't actually believe in anything. She went from being the biggest cheerleader for the carbon tax in the entire country. In fact, criticizing Justin Trudeau because his carbon tax didn't go as far as hers did when she was premier of BC, to, oh God, we can't have a carbon tax. We got to get rid of that thing. It's crushing people. And it's like, where do you think Justin Trudeau got the bad idea for a carbon tax, except from you, Christy Clark? All you know how to do is flip-flop and lie. And we could not have seen that any more clearly than the last 72 hours in Christy Clark imploding her attempts to run for the Liberal Party leadership.
Well, gracious, Sheila, from what you just said, you're making the case for Christy Clark to be the female version of Patrick Brown.
Oh, goodness. Completely.
We're funded by people just like you, so please support independent journalism and help us continue our work by subscribing and becoming a Rebel News Plus member today, right here on the page. Go to rebelnewsplus.com. Members get instant access to all of our shows, invitations to exclusive events, and access to our premium content like live event footage and documentaries you won't see anywhere else. Only Rebel News Plus members can join the conversation by participating in the comments section of our new website. That way you can have your say too. More than anything, though, you'll be able to take pride in supporting real, honest journalism, and you'll help our talented team continue to do the work to push back on the establishment. We really can use your help. We need it, in fact. So thank you, and enjoy Rebel News Plus.